Plainclothes Palm Beach Gardens police officer who shot Corey Jones have even been allowed to work undercover that night.
According to the city's own policy, the own police policy, the answer to that question is no. News Channel 5's Brian Enton has been going through the department's policies. He's joining us live in Palm Beach Gardens this evening. Brian.
Shannon, two police experts I spoke to say it is totally uncommon for a police officer on the job for less than a year at a department to be allowed to work in undercover security detail. This city's police policy backs that up also. So what we don't understand right now is why Officer Raja was allowed to be a part of that team. So much has been focused on whether Palm Beach Gardens police officer Noman Raja had to shoot and kill Corey Jones. But now the question has become this: should Officer Raja have even been working undercover in the first place?
So it's highly unusual to take an officer on probation and put him in a skilled position like plainclothes.
Law enforcement expert Chuck Drago is the former assistant police chief in Fort Lauderdale. He looked over Palm Beach Gardens police policies for us, zeroing in on this specific sentence that says the agency's tactical crime suppression unit and/or detectives will conduct surveillance activities when required.
Typically, you don't put a new officer or an officer that's still on probation, you don't put in those types of assignments because they require a great deal of experience, training and skill.
But Raja, an officer with the department for only 6 months, still on probation and assigned to patrol, was working surveillance. Councilman Joseph Rousseau says the city is looking into all of their policies.
I don't think there's a more important priority in our city. Our city was affected by an event last week that's just changed us all.
Councilman Rousseau won't say exactly which policies the police chief and city manager are reviewing, but he says they'll give the council an update next week. And Rousseau says he is determined to make changes because of what happened to Corey Jones.
I said that I couldn't bring him back, so our focus has to be to make sure it doesn't happen again.
So what we really want to know is, was there an exception made for Officer Raja? Was he allowed to be on that surveillance detail because he has previous law enforcement experience? We know he worked at the Atlantis Police Department for quite some time. We asked those questions today. They were not answering those questions here at the city, but they did tell us they will be doing their own internal affairs investigation once the state attorney finishes his investigation. Live in Palm Beach Gardens, Brian Enton, WPTV News Channel 5.